So today I'm going to walk you through the exact steps that you need to take in order to achieve financial independence, even if you are just starting from scratch. So there's different levels of FIRE. There's lean FIRE, which is essentially living on super low budget, which is like a minimal lifestyle. Or if you're a dude, it's like Spartan lifestyle. Then you have fat FIRE, which is financial independence, but with a more luxurious lifestyle. Then you have coast FIRE, which is saving a lot early on, then letting your investments grow over time while working less. This is what my wife and I follow, and it's a personal favorite of ours. And lastly, you have barista FIRE, which is achieving financial independence, but still working part-time for fun and for benefits. But no matter which path you take, the goal is still the same: more freedom, less stress, and a life designed on your terms. Now, how do you actually do it? Well, we're going to break down step by step. First, you're going to start by defining your FIRE number. You need to know your target. Then you can work backwards. And like the saying goes, you can't hit a target if you have no idea what you're aiming at. Your FIRE number is how much money you need saved and invested before you can retire. Now here's a simple formula. Annual expenses times 25 equals your FIRE number. So for example, if you need $60,000 per year to cover your lifestyle, you'll need $1.5 million invested to retire early if you're going to base it off the 4% rule. So what you need to do is use an online FIRE calculator to get your exact number. And I'll make sure to link that in the description of the video. You need to start tracking your expenses and your net worth. Look, you can't improve what you don't measure. Most people, they actually don't know where their money goes every month. That's why your first step that you need to take in order to reach FIRE is tracking everything: your income, your spending, and your investments. Being here in Canada, I use an app called the Wealthic app, and that's for tracking our net worth and overall financial health all in one place. At the end of the day, the key here is to be intentional and to have full transparency of your entire financial picture. And it holds yourself accountable for everything as well too. You need to ruthlessly cut unnecessary expenses. It's not about being cheap. It's about being intentional. The easiest way to hit FIRE is to reduce spending in these three big categories: housing, transportation, and food. In terms of housing, you may have to consider downsizing or house hacking. In terms of transportation, avoid car payments. They are the biggest wealth killers. And honestly, nobody cares what you drive. And you want to try and drive your car for longer, because when you have a paid off car, otherwise would have been a payment going towards your car, now can go towards investing. And lastly, food. You want to try a meal plan or cook more at home. For us personally, my wife and I, we cook about 90% of the time during the month. And we try to probably eat out maybe once a week. But when we do eat out, it's really special to us as a family. So I want to challenge you. Start first by cutting one big unnecessary expense starting this month. You can start off with one of those three categories. Take a look at your budget and see what you're spending and what's unnecessary on your budget line. You need to increase your savings rate. The higher your savings rate, the faster you'll hit FIRE. It's just math. So most people save around 5 to 10% of their household take-home income. Now, FIRE followers aim for like 50% or more. Now think about that. If you're a 2 household income and you save and invest 50% and you just live off the other 50%, that is such a powerful position to be in, and adding a huge amount of stability and reduce risk and stress to your entire family and lifestyle. So to make things as frictionless and as smooth as possible for you, I want you to start by automating your savings so that a chunk of your paycheck goes straight into your investments before you even see it. Out of sight, out of mind. So another important part of this puzzle is you need to increase your income. So here's the thing. You can only cut so many expenses. At some point, you're going to have to earn more to reach FIRE faster. So whether you're negotiating a raise, switching careers, or even starting a side hustle, growing your income is key. So something actionable that you can do is dedicate 1 hour this week to researching ways to increase your income, whether that's through a higher paying job, freelancing, or even investing. And when I mean investing into cash flowing assets, investing in low cost index funds and ETFs. Now here's the fun part. Let's talk about investing, because your savings alone won't get you to FIRE. The stock market is your fire fuel. It's one of the most powerful tools for growing wealth, and it's the best way for investing in low-cost index funds and ETFs. So by investing in index funds and ETFs, you're spreading your money across hundreds or even thousands of businesses. They're easy, diversified, and require almost little to no effort once they're set up. So I'm going to name off some great options both in the US and from Canada, where I'm from. But I do want you to understand this is for educational purposes only. Don't let some random guy on YouTube tell you what to do, right? So I could give you guidance, but you need to take that step and at least just get a basic understanding of what's inside of these basket of businesses and funds. All right, so first off, you have Vanguard's VTSAX, which is the total stock market index fund from Vanguard. Then you have Fidelity's FXAIX, which is the S&P 500 index fund from Fidelity. Now, if you prefer ETFs, you have VTI, which is Vanguard's total stock market ETF. And then you have VOO, that's a really popular one, which is VOO. That's Vanguard's S&P 500 ETF. Now, if you're Canadian like me, don't worry, I got you covered. So if you're investing in Canada, some great low-cost ETFs include VFV, which is Vanguard's S&P 500 ETF. That tracks the US stock market. And then you have XEQT, which is iShares Core Equity ETF. That's a globally diversified, all-in-one fund solution. It's actually one of my personal favorites. Then you have VXC, which is Vanguard's All-World Canada ETF for global exposure. Then you have VEQT, which is Vanguard's All Equity ETF. That's an all-in-one solution with 100% all stocks. And lastly, you have XAW. That's iShares All World Canada for great international diversification. So as an actionable tip, if you haven't already started investing yet, open up a brokerage account. You can open it up with any of the big banks here in Canada, but there's also other options like Questrade and Wealthsimple. And in the States, you have Vanguard, Fidelity, and Schwab. But either way, you need to take that first step and start getting your money to work hard for you instead of you working hard for your money. You need to max out your tax advantage accounts. Why give more to taxes than you need to? So in Canada, where I'm from, you're going to want to use your TFSAs, your RRSPs, and your FHSA accounts to basically allow your investments to grow tax-free or tax-deferred. So for our friends down in the South, you're going to want to use the equivalent accounts, which is your 401ks, your IRAs, and your HSAs. So an action that you can take today, I want you to research into the company or business that you're currently working for and see whether or not if it offers some sort of RRSP match or 401k match. And I want you to start contributing enough to basically get the full match. Inquire about it. Ask HR whether or not if there's something there. Guys, it's free money. You need to start building passive income streams. So here's the truth about FIRE. It isn't just about saving or even being about just being frugal. It's about building money machines that pay you while you sleep. And here's the thing though, when I say building passive income streams, you have to put a bit of an asterisk on the whole word passive because there is a lot of front end work, time and energy that you have to put on the front end to be able to establish and build that system before you can start enjoying the fruits of your labor on the passive end. So there's a well-known quote from Warren Buffett. If you don't find a way to make money while you sleep, you will work until you die. It's dark, but at the same time too, it's so true because we do only have 24 hours in a day and so much energy, right? Avoid lifestyle inflation. So here's the trap. Every time you make more money, you start to spend more. And honestly, guys, it's a real thing. But FIRE followers, they do the opposite. The focus here is on financial independence. So instead of increasing your lifestyle expenses, they instead focus on increasing their savings and investing rate. Remember, the ultimate goal here is your freedom. If you're going to take anything away from this video, this is the step I want you to take away, as it fundamentally changes your behavior and your relationship towards money. Contentment. Be content with what you have. Contentment. So the next time you get a raise, increase your investment contribution first. Resist the urge to buy that new shiny thing, that shiny car, or upgrading to something that you honestly really don't need. And you need to start asking yourself the questions, do you want this or do you need this? Pay off high interest debt using the debt snowball method or the debt avalanche method. All right, guys, let's talk about debt. This is the big one because debt is the number one thing that will keep you from reaching FIRE and your financial independence goal. So if you have credit card debt, car loans, student loans, or even personal loans like a line of credit, they're eating away your ability to save and invest. So how do you get rid of them? This is where we enter the debt snowball method. There's also a debt avalanche method, but I'm going to save that for another video. That mainly focuses on the interest rate, where the debt snowball focuses on the behavioral side of things and getting small wins early so you can keep the momentum moving forward. So here's how it works. First, I want you to list your debts from smallest to largest. Just ignore the interest rates. Next, I want you to pay minimum payments on all those debts except for the smallest one. Next, I want you to throw every single dollar with vengeance at that smallest debt until it's completely paid off. Now, once it's gone, take that extra payment and roll it into the next smallest debt. Just like a snowball rolling down a hill, it gets bigger and bigger and faster. And lastly, just rinse and repeat until you're completely debt-free and you have no debt on your balance sheet. So here's the thing. The reason why the debt snowball works so well, one word, momentum. You get quick wins, which keeps you motivated. And that motivation is what helps you stay consistent and destroys that debt faster than you thought possible. Guys, you need to plan. There's a saying, failing to plan is planning to fail. And that's straight up truth. So here's the thing. Once you're debt free, all that money that was going towards your debt can now go towards your investing and your savings when you remove all debt from your balance sheet and from your life in general. You no longer have those anchors holding you back. You have a bigger goal in mind now, and you have that momentum moving forward. Think about how drastically you reduce your financial risk by removing all debt from your life. That is the financial freedom that you're looking for. Stay the course and reinvest your gains. So what's the hardest part about FIRE? Honestly, it's sticking to it when life happens. Look, the stock market, it'll go up and down, sideways, loop-de-loop, whatever. There will be unexpected expenses happening in your life. And that's the thing. Life will happen. There will be layoffs. You might have a baby. There might be things that just unexpectedly happen. Your car craps out on you. Here's the thing. Keep invested and keep going. So here's an actionable tip. You want to take away as much of the human emotion and human behavior as possible. This is where automation kicks in. So you want to automate things as much as possible. You want to remove as much of the emotion and human behavior out of your investing. So if you have a portfolio like we do that's focused on dividends, we set up automatic reinvestments so that it continues to reinvest our dividends month after month, quarterly after quarterly, so that our money continues to compound over time. And we almost just set it and forget it. Plan your post-FIRE life. You need an exit plan. What's the point of retiring early if you have no idea what you're going to do with your time, right? So that's really important. You need to have a vision, like in high definition, on what you're going to be doing, whether that's traveling more. A lot of people like to travel. A lot of people want to work on their hobbies. Maybe you want to do more volunteer work, things that bring a lot of more joy and purpose into your life, things that you're going to be passionate about. If your kids are young, being able to spend a lot more time with them. So here's the thing about financial independence and even just personal finance. That's what I love about it. It's personal, right? It's personal for you. I encourage you to write down the things that you'd love to do once you've reached financial independence. That little piece of paper, the list that you write down, that's what's going to help motivate you and keep you moving forward during those difficult times. And that's why it's so important to write that list down. And this is your why when you're ready to cross that bridge. So remember, FIRE is possible for you. So let me leave you with this. FIRE is not just for the rich. It's for those who plan early or even plan later in life. But here's the thing. Stay disciplined and really focus on taking control of your financial future, because it's all about financial independence, right? The retire early part, it's a personal thing. Like I said, my wife and I are more focused on recreational employment, but the important side of it is the financial independence side. Guard it. Like your financial future, your freedom is the most important thing, and reducing as much of that risk out of your life as possible so you can focus on the things that are really more important to yourself. I know you have your own personal goals and your why as to why you're doing what you're doing and the journey that you're going to have towards your financial independence. So if you feel inspired, go ahead and drop a comment down below and list the step that you felt really resonated with you, right? So let's build this journey together. And I'm really excited to hear your thoughts. So look, if you found this video helpful, feel free to hit the like button or even subscribe if you want to know more about personal finance and get more personal finance tips. So this is Simply in the Black, helping you stay out of the red and into the black for good. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.